This doesn't light your fireman, the pilot lights out.
This football team is coming into our place. We're standing in our way.
This is a game of the heart. Focus and finish.
The Gronk is reportedly doing well in his recovery from back and forearm surgeries and is thought to be on track for a mid-September return, which is probably sooner than many of you may have thought. From the news flow, many will move him back up on their draft boards, perhaps not to where he would have been if he were healthy, but up from where he would have gone had he not come back till the middle of the season. Here's the way I see it. It certainly seems that he might be able to avoid the PUP list, but coming back from the two surgeries, particularly the back surgery, simply won't allow him to be as productive as the old Gronk that we became accustomed to. At least not this season. So caveat emptor. Yesterday we spoke a little bit about Steelers rookie running back LeVeon Bell and the fact that he'd been banged up. Well, Bell left last night's preseason game against the Redskins with a right foot injury and was unable to return. The injuries are beginning to pile up for Bell, who had just returned to practice Friday after missing time with knee stiffness. The biggest adjustment rookies have coming into the league is not running the ball, it's in pass protection. It's the number one reason that keeps young players off the field. The more time he misses and the less reps he gets, the longer it's going to be before he's able to have a major role in the offense, translating into fantasy production. Check out this quote from Jordy Nelson. "Our main goal is San Francisco," which is the season opener. And that's just a goal. You never know what could happen. We'll just continue to go day by day. Well, that doesn't sound optimistic. Nelson continues to recover from minor arthroscopic knee surgery that he had 2 weeks ago. I wouldn't expect much the first month, even if he does play. But going forward, this doesn't sound like it's going to be a big issue. Cardinals running back Ryan Williams is not expected to play in Arizona's third preseason game Saturday against the Chargers, as he continues to deal with issues regarding a patella tendon in his right knee. The Cardinals certainly don't have a feature back, but Williams' status in the running back pecking order is seemingly more precarious day by day. He just can't get on the field. And stop the presses, there was a trade in the NFL yesterday. The Niners sent A.J. Jenkins to Kansas City in exchange for Jon Baldwin, who's headed to San Francisco. So now you know. Santonio Holmes is making some news, and without opening his mouth too. How about that? He's still listed on the Jets' PUP list, but Jets GM Jon Baldwin stated that he's starting to run and cut at or near full speed. So you know what's next. He's going to be activated soon. He'll be back in the huddle arguing with the Sanchez once again. And here's some odd news. Kind of an oxymoron, really. Blaine Gabbert has a hairline fracture in his right throwing thumb. And yesterday, Coach Gus Bradley announced that he won't play anymore in the preseason, but that he'll be the team's number one starting quarterback come week 1. So what does that say about Chad Henne? It's kind of like when John Ashcroft lost that Missouri Senate election to the dead guy. Victor Cruz is dealing with a heel contusion that he suffered in last week's preseason game, and he may not play in this week's game against the Jets, but he's only listed as day-to-day, so it doesn't sound like anything serious that'll jeopardize his effectiveness in week 1. And not to ignore the place kickers, because they're people too, right? Ryan Lindell has been released in Buffalo and replaced by Dustin Hopkins, who was the second kicker selected in this year's draft. After stumbling all over the place, according to Houston coach Gary Kubiak, first-round draft pick, former Clemson standout wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins was officially diagnosed with a concussion. He won't play in Houston's Week 3 preseason game against the Chargers, and perhaps not in Week 4 either against the Cowboys, but he's expected to be ready for opening day in San Diego. With just 16 days to the NFL season starts, be sure to tune in to the Roto Experts Fantasy Football News Notes and Analysis segment every weekday. I'll be here to keep you current and ahead of the competition, and on weekends, come back for This Week in Fantasy Football as I team up with the King, Scott Engel, covering the week that was and the week that'll be, answering your viewer questions. For Roto Experts, I'm Mike Cardano. See you tomorrow.